All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Hour of Code. So, I bet you're wondering right now, why are we doing this? Why is there even an hour of code right now? Well, as I've said it last time in my speech, when you learn how to code, a lot of things happen. You'll see things in new ways. As our friend Henry, whoa, too much. As our friend Henry David Thoreau has once said, let your affairs be as 2 or 3 and not 100 or 1,000. Instead of 1,000,000, count half a dozen. So in coding, that means you take a lot of variables, like a lot of different stuff, and then put them all together in just one simple package. So, but that sounds kind of complicated. So let's help you get into his perspective. And let's use a phone as an example. So a phone, it seems simple, easy to use, and just, well, I mean, a beautiful iPhone too. But if you were to break up this phone into its individual pieces, you'll be in for a surprise. Oh God, oh man, that does not look like a phone, does it? Of course not. But as you can see, there are a lot of different pieces there that make up the phone. You have just a bunch of pieces for the screen, you have the circuitry, all that. And this is not, a phone and coding is not the only thing that can be broken up into different pieces and then put it into one piece. The art behind all that is called engineering. Engineering, as some of you might be aware from world history, is very important with the Industrial Revolution and even today. But the problem with engineering, even though it takes a lot of things into one package, is that it's hardware related. A lot of physical, hard stuff, so it's hard to really learn this process of breaking down stuff into simple stuff, like a table, for example. Okay, so we have some wood, some metal, all that, but there's also some chemistry involved, a bit of physics involved. Ugh, no one wants to deal with that. But then we got software, coding, and the benefit about coding is, as far as math goes, you don't really need to know that much math. Just know that A plus B equals C, that's good enough. And second, you don't need to actually build things. You just type it in, and there it is, some code. Now, why is it that today's code is so good at doing a lot of things like video games or some social media, all those apps? It has to do with this object-oriented design. As the name suggests, when you design a program or a lot of code, you want to break it up into objects, and you want to find the most essential parts of that object, or as coders would call it, classes. And I don't mean English class. This is just special for programming class. So what is a class made out of? Well, these are the three main things that a class is made of: variables, constructors, and functions. Why are those important? Well, let's go back to our phone example and look at what are some of the variables of a phone. You have the metal casing, you have how good the camera is, how good the monitor is. All those specific stuff make up what a phone is. And then with a constructor, you can just take the idea of a phone with having a screen and all, and then just making one specific phone. You can have a Samsung, you can have an Apple, a lot of other things. And last of all, you need to know how everything works together. So you just touch a screen, it does something with the phone. And those basic ideas is what's really behind a lot of our code today. Does that sound pretty simple? Just simple things like that, and you can just turn it into code. So thank you for your time, happy coding, and as always, hashtag Hour of Code 2015.